Hello, in this video we are going to explain how to use Ubi Base main features. Let's first start by creating a new database by pressing the plus button, give it a name, add a few fields. In addition to the basic string field, we're going to add a date, a number, and a notes field. Let's give a name to each of these. This could be the name of a person, maybe the age, the birth date, and some notes. Our database has now been created, but we may wish to separate some of the fields from the other. For example, the notes may be the last field in its own separate sections. So if we push the field to the very end or to the very beginning, it gets its own section, separate from the others. Let's put the notes back at the end. Select our database, and let's now start entering some data. Let's say this is Peter, and let's add some notes. First line, the third line, oops, we've missed line 2. And this is our first record created. Let's create a second record. Let's add a third one for good measure. Select our database. We now have our 3 first records in the database, but we can only see one column. That doesn't feel right. Let's edit the database, go to Option, and the first column was already selected, but this time we explicitly set the first column to be the name, let the second be the age, and the third be the birth date. We may actually wish to correct the name of the fields, which did not seem quite right. We're able to do this even though the database has some data already. Let's select the database, and now we can see 3 columns. But we may wish to change this a little bit further and sort the data by age. So let's sort the data by age. Here's age. Oh, this is in descending order. This is because we're below the dash here, but if we select age above the dash, we'll now be sorting in ascending order. Let's check this. Yes, sorting is done probably now. We may wish to group the data by one of the fields, maybe the birth date, and it's also a sort field at the same time. Let's go look at our data, and now the date is a grouper for our records. Let's try to find some record for Peter. None appears. Maybe we need to update our schema further. Go back to Options and select Name as a search field, and maybe Notes for good measure. And if we now look for Peter, here it is. Oh, here he is. From here we could add a new record, and if we're actually not happy about this one, we may just delete it. Alright, now we have created our first database. It's probably a good time to start migrating our database to our Dropbox so that it becomes available from our other devices, and also so that it's stored safely in the cloud. So let's link our Dropbox here. Just time for the network to return. Let's enter and connect. And automatically our data, our database has been migrated to our account. We may wish to add a second one. Here it is. We can add one field. Here's our second database, and it is already recorded in our Dropbox account. That's it for this first video. Thank you.